Welcome back, friends, to another devlog. This week was semi-productive. When I left you last, I had 2 levels to finish, as well as the level select area. Unfortunately, the level select had to be put on pause because there was a lot that needed to happen with the graphics. Nonetheless, I was able to complete both of the levels in a way that I'm satisfied with. There's definitely some room for improvement. Level design is something I've always struggled with, and because I'm not very good at it, it's something I've always dreaded doing. That's something I hope to work through. I want to get excited about improving my skills, as opposed to wallowing because I'm bad. Last week, I mentioned I was baking lights because I liked the look of the emission. That, however, was a mistake. Taking 20 minutes to an hour per level to bake lights wasn't optimal, and I needed faster iteration for designing. So I did away with the emissive lights in favor of a single directional light and a bunch of point lights. I'll still need to bake the lights to improve performance, but for right now, it looks just fine. Along with these lighting changes, I decided to switch the rendering pipeline I'm using. I had been using the high definition render pipeline, HDRP for short, but I switched to the universal render pipeline, also known as the URP, for performance reasons. It's designed for lower end devices such as mobile, so I hoped it would help solve the frame rate issue I'm having. This required a pretty significant overhaul of the materials and required a lot of waiting for the project to re-import. Making this change also allowed for me to use a VFX pack that had some interesting effects that I'm using for the level triggers and when destroying enemies. After all of that work, I'm still not sure if it was worth the switch. There are a lot of interesting graphic effects and styles that can be achieved only through the HDRP, and I'm just now learning about different lighting effects that can be used, such as tube and rectangle area lights to achieve the emissive look I like. I would also be able to use the VFX graph to implement my own effects, which could be more tailored to what I need and the look that I want. Along with the effects pack, I got an asset pack with some sci-fi models. I was able to use this pack to block out a first draft of the first level with these new assets. I'm fairly happy with how it turned out, but I'm not sure if I like the sci-fi aesthetic. I'm looking into other options with more retro wave type vibe. If I go with the retro wave, it'll be easier to model out the levels because everything will be a box with one material applied to it, but I'll most likely need to change the lava shader to something that fits more with that theme. Whatever I decide, I'll need to make the decision by Monday. Hopefully, this will be the last devlog for Double Jump 2. My current schedule will be to release it on March 1st, but in its current state, I'm not quite sure that that's possible. Don't fret that this project is almost done. I have some ideas for my next project. Once Double Jump 2 is done, I'll be making devlogs for that game. I'm still learning how to develop on my own, and I'm still making a lot of mistakes. In next week's devlog, I hope to show you the final push for release. I hope to have the level select area completely finished, a real splash screen, and a real lock on the aesthetic. If you want to follow the game's development, leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to get daily updates, be able to play weekly builds of the game, or even get your name in the game, check out my Patreon, the link's in the description. Well, that's all for this week. Take care, stay safe, and have fun.